Good evening, it's Thursday, July 24th. This is the Town of Saugus Zoning Board of Appeals. Let's start off the meeting with a pledge of allegiance led by our veteran John Cannon. Please stand if you're able to do so.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
First thing I'd like to introduce the board members. We have Peter Rossetti, Chris Riley, myself, Tom Travis, I'm the chairman. We have alternates Frank Federico and Stacy, I get the names down here wrong, and Durant.
Sorry.
The way we normally conduct our hearings is generally informal. Oh, I'm sorry. Did I skip John Cannon? Because you weren't here that week. And I'm falling. I apologize, John.
I used to be in sales. I thrive on rejection.
John Cannon. All right. The way we normally conduct our hearings is generally informal. We follow the agenda as it appears in the newspaper advertisement. If anyone is under any personal pressure or duress and needs to be heard out of order, please make it known to the chair at this time. Please be quiet out there. Noting that, I will continue. You are before the board because you are planning to do something to your property that is not in conformance with the requirements of our zoning bylaws. There are three things that will cause you to come before the board: to seek a variance for some dimensional relief, to seek a special permit to do something to your property, to ask for an appeal against a decision of the building inspector. I've asked all board members to view the properties and be prepared to make decisions this evening. We have enough information presented to us at this hearing. Once the board has made the decision, the clerk will have 14 days to prepare the decision and get that decision to the town clerk to be stamped in and to be filed as an official record. From the date the town clerk stamps in the decision, there is another period of 21 days during which time anyone was not satisfied with the board's decision, they file an appeal to the court. In this case, a judge will hear the case from the beginning, and acting in the first place, the judge will decide if the board's decision will stand. If at the end of 21 days appeal period there is no appeal, file with the town clerk. You may get a copy of the board's decision stamped by the town clerk, and then you need to take that copy to the Salem Registry of Deeds to get it recorded with your deed of record. Once this is done, you will bring the decision, which now has a recording number, back to the Inspectional Services Department in town to request your permits. After completing the necessary paperwork and paying the necessary fees, the building inspector can issue the permit based on any conditions we put on this evening. Are there any questions at this time? At this time, I'll ask anyone who wishes to speak this evening to be sworn in at one time. Please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help me God. I don't see anyone looking to go out of order.
Mr. Chairman?
Yes.
I don't know if I should do this before or after 22 Hurd Ave, but I'd like to make a motion to take 84 Basswood out of order after Hurd Ave as a courtesy to them, because I feel as though Lincoln Ave may take some time.
Well, why don't we get that? I think they're both going to take some time.
Okay.
And there's a lot of people here for Lincoln. The majority of the audience
That's
is here for Lincoln Ave, and I'd rather not take that out of order.
Okay.
Okay? More than half the audience, I think, is here for Lincoln Ave.
All right, fair enough.
Okay. On the petition of Dominic and Janet Piscino, owner of the property at 22 Third Ave, lot number 11, plan number 2023, seeking special permit for an accessory dwelling. Is the petitioner here? Yep. If you come to the podium. And I apologize for all the confusion.
Don't apologize, you're
regarding
good.
this application.
You're good, man.
We thought that you would be able to go under the new governor's rules for the housing, and then the building inspector came back and said, no, because of this and that, you couldn't.
You're all
So
good, man.
We're back to the older guidelines that are still on the books for the town of Saugus.
Okay.
So and I apologize again because we're almost starting from the beginning.
It's all
A description of your unit is, we have a plot plan on that showing
good.
how many square feet
You should.
and how many square feet is it?
I believe it's 820, 825.
So it's under the required 900 square feet. And you do have, your rights of egresses are, you have one going.
One in each bedroom? Yep.
But you have a main egress going outside
Yes, sir.
and another one going up into the main house?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and that's where this is a family accessory unit, that door would remain unlocked,
Yes, sir.
okay? I'm not sure, I'm just telling, it's informal, remember? Do I have any questions from the board?
Basically correcting a zoning issue, and it shouldn't be questions.
Okay. Who is your tenant gonna be?
So it's my mother's birthday. She's the owner of the house. I live in the basement.
Okay. So you'll need to get an affidavit to Stephanie? You got the affidavit saying that you're the,
Mm-hmm.
saying that you're the tenant?
Yes, sir. Yes.
All right.
Yes, sir.
And you've done the fire department thing?
Mm-hmm.
And they've done, I don't have a full checklist, but you have a full checklist? You don't have to give it to me, you have it? Everything seems to be there?
Yes.
No other questions from the board? Anything from the audience? Seeing none, what's the wish of the board?
Motion to close the hearing.
Second.
That's been seconded. And who wants to read this in?
I can take it, Tom.
Okay, thank you.
On the petition of Dominic and Janet Sakino, owner of property at 22 Hurd Ave, lot number 11, plan number 2023, seeking a special permit for an accessory dwelling. Make the motion to approve that permit, where it's the finding of the board that the proposed addition is not substantially more detrimental to neighborhood.
I second that.
Okay, Stephanie? Stacy, we had Stacy out of this, right?
Mr. Cannon.
Who's out?
Mr. Cannon was, but he made a motion, so.
Mr. Cannon?
I'll stay.
Mr. Rossetti?
Yes.
Mr. Travis?
Yes.
Mr. Riley?
Yes.
Mr. Cannon?
Yes.
Ms. Herman Durant? Yes. Thank you.
All right, so that's, you're all set.
Thank
If
you,
have any
everybody.
questions,
This time-
Stephanie will be back in the office on Monday, and she can answer anything for you, okay?
Okay. Appreciate you all. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for your patience.
Good luck.
I apologize, I thought I shut that off. On the petition of 206 Lincoln Avenue, Realty Trust, owners of property at 206 Lincoln Ave, lot number 155, plan number 156, Plan 3016, seeking special permit to build a 4,160 square foot building and variances for a 15.7 and 0 point boundary, where 15 is required. And do we have the petitioner or representative here?
Yes.
Okay, and please, your name and,
My name is Seth Cohen. I represent the Realty Trust Company, Mr. Danny Patel.
are you an attorney or?
I'm a finance guy, to be honest with you.
Okay, we have to get it for the record. who you
Okay.
are and such. Okay.
So,
So give us an idea of what you're looking to do.
I'd like everybody to know up front that Mr. Danny Patel is not the same family of the previous owners that used to have this property, which I know don't have the best of reputation here in the town of Saugus on many levels, okay? And I want to assure everybody that they're not involved with this property, and that, you know, my client owns other liquor stores locally, a couple in Woburn, Mass, Braintree, and that he runs top of the line locations, but I just wanna make sure everybody's aware of that up front, because I know, the other family made a lot of promises that did not go.
Well, that-
Forward.
I'd rather not get into.
Okay, all right, so we're proposing.
I don't know them, we don't wanna get into their reputation.
Yeah, okay, all right. We're proposing, we tore down the building already, that was the existing Amato's Liquors, and we're proposing to build a 4,100 square foot liquor store. We originally wanted to put it on the same footprint, but it just doesn't work after, running it through the building department. We made some changes to push the building back a little bit, and we're looking to get the variances, for our parking, basically. One of the things that when we went into this project, we didn't know we had to put a curb in front, and now I guess that's a requirement, that they want us to put curb cuts in the front of the building, which made us push the building back a little bit. And so,
Do you know if you still have to go to the planning board?
we were told only we had to go to the appeals board.
Okay,
Okay, that's what we were told.
all right.
When we submitted our application, a lot of questions came up, and Mike, I think his name is Mike.
Yes.
Okay, Mike said,
Commissioner.
Mike said, listen, you guys have to present this to the appeals board, sent me the application, and then we brought it to him, he signed it, and I guess he sends it to you guys, I guess I'm not even sure how that works.
Yeah, just somewhat confused by some things. The first thing I'm confused by, and the board members can jump in if they need to interrupt me, okay? Who's sitting out on this one, Stephanie?
It's supposed to be Frank.
Frank, you're sitting out for voting, you'd so comment and add your 2 cents in on the conversation.
I'm sure I
Okay.
will.
Where my confusion is, I look at these plans that have been put in front of us, and it says like 15 foot required for a side yard, and it is 15 feet. Why are you asking for variance?
Bruce?
Hi, let me introduce myself. I'm Bruce Jaffin. I'm the general contractor, Vector Builders. I have assisted
And
in,
again, make sure Stephanie has your address.
my address of the company is 201 Revere Street in Canton, Massachusetts.
If you have business cards, it would help around.
I do have some business cards, so I'll give them to you. When we went, and I've spent some time with Mike, the building inspector, to go
Yeah.
through it. We went through several different gyrations with 2 curb cuts, 1 curb cut. His advice, based on the parking requirements, was a single curb cut, which we put in. My understanding is we do have a 15-foot setback, but they also wanted a buffer zone as part of it, and we don't have that on the right-hand side. On the right-hand side, we are there would be, right, we have 15 feet there.
Right.
On the right-hand side, we're showing basically a 0 lot, even though we have the building placed. To meet the
zero
require-
lot is,
They're saying on the right-hand side where the parking is,
when you're looking at the building,
Yes.
parking is.
right? What they're saying is they need a buffer strip of green area of 15 feet. And even though the building,
Who's they?
this is the building inspector,
Building commissioner,
right,
okay.
building commissioner. So even though the building itself meets the requirement because it's more than 15 feet, it didn't meet a requirement of the building or the zoning commissioner or the building inspector. That's why we're asking for a variance on that, on the right-hand side.
Okay, and the left-hand side?
The left-hand side, we are showing 15-foot variance, so I think, 15 feet. So it's really the right-hand side that is causing us to come in front of this board on here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mr. Chair,
Yes,
who did the redlining? Was the redlining you guys or our building commissioner?
That was the civil engineer that was hired to show that. We had a
You're a civil engineer?
correct. No, I'm not a civil engineer.
No, but you're hired civil.
Correct. We hired a civil engineer
Okay.
to prepare this.
Thank you.
On that, yeah. Because we went through different scenarios where we didn't have the setbacks, and then we adjusted the building to meet the parking requirements and the wetland issue too in the back.
yeah, I mean, the other thing is, this might not be something that's really my concern. But I see there is the wetlands in the back.
Yes,
I see the flood zone.
yes,
I mean, it's right there.
correct,
And as a builder, you know, if you're 1 foot into that flood zone,
right.
you're paying flood insurance on this entire building.
If I'm not mistaken, you've run it through, sure, go ahead.
So our lender, Rockland Trust,
Yeah.
has determined that we're not in a flood zone, but we've made allowances for it already.
Okay.
The building,
1 foot in, you
yeah,
pay
we,
for the entire building.
but we've made allowances on the building itself, but the
Yeah.
back stairwell
Yeah.
and the.
Yeah, basically, we're enveloping the lower level in a special type of material so we don't get water into the building. It's a certain fabric that's being wrapped around, underneath the whole foundation.
Yeah, I'm more concerned with the building being in the flood. zone,
Correct, but,
putting out
yeah,
there.
we're laying
What
that
the
out. We
expense
have
would be.
maps from FEMA to explain exactly where that line is so we don't interfere with it.
Yep.
I want to open it up to the board first, before I go to the audience. Any questions from the board right now?
I have one.
Yes, Mr. Gannon?
They're asking for a zero boundary.
That's correct.
Opens up a heck of a can of worms for the town, for people in the future to ask for zero boundaries.
It just, we're asking it because that's the only way we can get parking.
I understand that, but if we grant you a zero boundary, everyone that comes before us, we set a precedence.
Very good point.
Yes,
Again, we're meeting the requirements for the building, but not the requirements
I
of what the
understand
town
that,
said.
but that is
Correct.
my question,
Yeah.
and my concern.
Yeah.
Once we grant you a zero boundary variance,
Yeah.
we are opening the gate for everyone to fill out an application for a zero boundary.
I know there's some people in the audience who would like to speak.
Sure.
Mr. Manoogian?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Peter Manoogian, Town Meeting Member, Precinct 1050 Ballard Street. Section 6.6 of the zoning bylaw, screening and buffering. Industrial or business districts. Screening and buffers shall be required in any industrial or business district that adjoins a residential district as follows. The strip shall be at least 25 feet in width, except when abutting a residential use in the R3. So clearly, there is,
Peter, you said that says 25 feet,
that says 25.
except when, what was the exception?
Except when
R3.
abutting a residential use in an R3 and R4
Okay.
district, in which case that may be reduced to 10 feet. It shall contain a screen of plantings of vertical height. My constituent, Mr. and Mrs. Colburn, I live next door, and I believe it's a multifamily home. Am I correct? It's a multifamily home. So I guess the question I have to ask is, why aren't they entitled to the benefits of this zoning?
Well, we haven't got,
I understand that, but that is the core question here. I know there's been issues with buffer zones up at Essex Landing and parking in buffer zones. We don't allow parking in buffer zones. The town does not do that. As far as the project is concerned, the neighbors and the town meeting members are eager to sit with the representatives. We recognize that something will go in the lot, something that should be beneficial to the town and certainly to the owners and the property owners. And I understand that the sidewalk that was put on Lincoln Avenue was held off in front of that because of this construction, and there's been conversation with DPW about that. We want a concrete sidewalk, and we want granite curbing, much like what was done coming down from the plaza, Cogliano's Plaza, and so forth. So my suggestion, my hope would be that there would be an opportunity for the neighbors, town meeting members, to meet with the proponents, perhaps at the site, to look at the site, and maybe think out of the box. Is this the best use of the land? I know you can't get into that, but perhaps it could be more financially beneficial to them to have 2 or 3 condominiums or whatever, and the town meeting members would work to assist them in that. I don't know. But clearly, I do not support having parking in a buffer zone, particularly up against a residential use. There's fumes, trucks, It could be unloading, Board of Selectmen could give permits for unloading and loading at night, diesel fumes. It's not good. So I would hope that there could be that opportunity to have this conversation with them, and we're willing to do that. We're willing to sit down with them and go over the project. Does it have to be 4,000 square feet? If it has to be a liquor store, I don't even know if they're gonna get their liquor license. They seem like they feel confident they're gonna get it, but I guess the Board of Selectmen has to decide that. But does it have to be 4,000 square feet? Can it be 2,500 square feet? And then would they be able to park without parking in a buffer zone? I don't know. So we're not against the use of the property. We just want to have something that's gonna be sensitive to the residential use. It's surrounded by residences on 3 sides. And what was once a chicken coop back in the 50s is turned into a liquor store, and you know, the town actually had a recall over that being a liquor store in the early 60s, you know, so, but it is what it is what it was, and we're willing to have a conversation. Thank you.
You want, anyone else from the audience?
Ladies and gentlemen, my name is John Coburn. I am in a butter at 208 Lincoln Avenue, right next door. The property's been vacant. It's been a long history. These gentlemen both assure me that the previous owners have no involvement whatsoever. This gentleman here, as far as I'm concerned, everything he said he's gonna do so far to me, he's done, so I have credence for what he said. The old owners, they're gone, I hope. But my problem is the zero variance.
That's also my concern.
Yeah, it's for you people that don't know my property, I have a fence that separates, there's a patio fence that separates the 2 properties. My property and the proposed liquor store. So for zero variance, that bumper of any cars that sit there is gonna be right on my fence, touching my fence. Okay, I've had damaged fences, I've had lawyers, everything else. I take their word for it, that they would resolve the problems immediately, but I have that concern. I also have concerns that a few years ago, we went through this with, when they wanted to put housing in there, that there was wetlands in the back and all this stuff here. My question be, will you be encroaching on those wetlands?
This plan
Yeah.
shows that we will not be in the
Okay, that's
wetland
the
area. That's the blue area on here.
Okay.
You're right. The other property that was the 40 unit housing did encroach on that, but this does not.
I just gotta show you this, because if you look at this blue area is wetland. Last 5 years ago, they told us there were no wetlands there. Remember that? There were no wetlands, but there it is right there, all in the blue. And we were right, we prevailed, because common sense. That's the concern I have, is the bumpers touching my fence. I fully agree with what Peter says. We can sit down and put our minds together and work this thing out. Because you know something? Anything that goes in there is better than what's there now.
Well, it's vacant now.
Okay, yeah, exactly. And Peter come up with a good idea, maybe something better than a liquor store. I'm not saying the liquor store is wrong, but maybe something better use of the land. But that's all I have to say.
Okay.
I'm concerned about that zero variance.
I am concerned with the buffer
Okay.
zone also. All the members feel the same way about the buffer?
Yes.
Mr. Kennedy, you raised that question.
I'd also like to point out too, that the angled parking in front of the store, I don't know how viable like spots 6 and 7 would be. Where the curb cut is centered, they essentially have to pull a U-turn, so I feel like some of the parking in front of the store wouldn't be feasible for people visiting it, and then that would actually push more vehicle traffic to the buffer area.
Did the commissioner see the parking plan?
Yeah.
Yes, he has.
Yeah, Mike reviewed it. Mike's pretty tough on a parking plan too.
So, can I interject for a minute?
Yes.
So a lot of the parking arose after we presented Mike the set of plans and the subject of the curb came up. This sort of changed the whole outlay of what we originally were doing. We originally sort of just wanted to be on the original footprint. And once we put the curb cut in the front of the building, we were too close, we had nothing. That's when we started moving the building back and trying to figure out how to get parking into that location. Because originally, as you all know, it just was drive in, drive out. And that's where, we need to have, what is it, 14 spots? I think we need to have 14 spots for this size building, and that's how they ended up going down the side.
Well, yes,
Did you ever consider changing the footprint to be smaller for this building? Is there a reason that it has to be so large?
His other stores are this size, so he tries to stay consistent with what he's building.
Right. but
We
it
have
may not
considered
work,
that,
so-
well, we
Were there
have,
two drawings, one drawing, how
Yeah.
many drawings were there?
there's been a dozen. A dozen at this
Do any
point.
of them meet the standards of our current?
Everyone's gonna need a sort of a variance. Some of them, we
but
do
to
have a,
zero? Did you have any that?
what's that other plan? Is
We
it?
have another plan, but that also
Shows
shows
zero.
zero here. I think the suggestion you made is to meet with you and let's just come up and put our heads together and figure out what
just
makes
so,
the most
gentlemen,
sense.
just so you realize, to be approved here,
Yeah.
you need a supermajority.
Okay.
That's 4 out of 5 votes. And obviously, I don't know if you're gonna get 4 out of 5. Okay?
Maybe the best thing would be is to table it to the
To-
next meeting
to
until we
yes.
get a continuation.
Table, see what type of plan you
Yeah.
come up with. If you wanna say as a liquor store,
Yeah.
but see a plan. It seems like the membership is more concerned over maintaining that buffer zone
Yeah, I
to
could,
the neighbor to the right than anything else. Yes,
Nice one.
yes.
yes.
Thank you.
Hi, Carla Scazzarella, 8 Car Road. I directly abut the back of this property. My fence is back there. I'm also a town meeting member for Precinct 10. My concern beyond the parking piece is the piece that came up 5 years ago, the water. All of us that live behind this building have to carry flood insurance. And it's not, we're in a flood zone, but it's not because we get flooded from the marsh or the river. It's what comes off that mountain across the street. And it runs across into that property and it runs straight down the back. It's downhill. Where else is the water gonna go? So one of the things we questioned consistently the last time they wanted to build on this property was the size of the building makes a difference for the water table. And I'm no environmental engineer, but I understand the heavier the building is and the more cement or hot top that's there, there's nowhere for this water to go except into the 4 of us that are behind this building. And I'd like to know what the plan is to mitigate the water that's going to run to that conservation area. I know they're not touching it, but the water is going to come through that property into my property. It also goes into the Coburn's pool and the other 2 people on either side of me who also abut that property. And I'm like a street away. I'm behind. So I have concerns about a big building with a lot of hot top not having a place for the drainage. And the previous plan didn't come up with any acceptable proposal that was going to address the issue issue. They just kind of kept putting us off and saying, oh no, we'll put drains in, et cetera, et cetera. Well, it's a conservation area, and the water goes to the lowest point. So, and that happens to be where the fence is, and into all the yards next to it, and as well as the Coburn's pool. So that's another piece of this that really has to make us feel comfortable, because it's our property there too. So a smaller building would maybe be a little bit more helpful for the neighborhood, as in it won't
They'll look at
allow the water to go. Okay, thank you.
Thanks.
Let me just make a quick comment.
I'll get you on. I was gonna ask you if you
Just a
could
quick
look into
comment.
that at all.
When the original building was there, you have impermeable surface, which is the building which drained off. The size of the new building isn't that much larger than the existing building. So it is still the roof area that needs to be addressed. So I think we could try to come up with a solution. I can't do it today, but we'll have to go back to the civil engineer
Well, that's
and ask
part of the
them.
reason for continued.
Correct, yes,
During the continued, you can work for something to show some surface runoff.
sure.
It's what Mr. Scuzzerall was talking about.
We also had,
More surface water than there is anything else.
one of the neighbors on the left-hand side of the property was running drain pipes onto the back of this property. When we were cleaning out the back, they had plastic wadded drain pipes going through the fence, landing all back there.
Well, that's-
Yeah, so, you know.
That doesn't help the situation.
No, not at all.
Mrs. Schoberg?
Karen Coburn, 208 Lincoln Ave. We are the abutters on the right side. A few things that concern me is, one, as neighbors in the area, how much bigger is the new structure you're proposing to build as opposed to the structure that was there? That I don't know. I think some of our concerns are, where is the loading dock? We don't have any specifications about the building. I know what the old loading dock they had behind the building, which is why I have that V on my property, because that stopped trucks from going in there. If you look at the lot lines, they're a little different. So I have concerns about what are the specs of the building? Where is the loading dock? Where is all the parking? I mean, you're talking about a buffer zone, but I don't know if you're talking about parking on the sides of the building, behind the building, in front of the building. So I think part of that is very crucial information, that we know where is the parking. My husband and I even discussed, well, you know, they want a zero buffer. Well, what if they put a guardrail? Well, that's not gonna work, because even the pushing of the snow is going to damage our property and the fence and whatnot. A zero buffer, to me, is absolutely,
Just so you know,
Not a
there's like- there's like 25 feet from the building and the parking spaces. Then we want a 25-foot buffer zone.
so the parking is gonna be on the right side of their building?
We're looking
right
at the
here.
building to the right,
Parking, your own parking there.
So the front and the
Front of
side?
the side, yes.
Okay,
but you have roughly 25 feet, then the parking space,
yeah,
then what is required is another 25 feet of buffer space. So we have to find something, some buffer space, whatever.
yeah, absolutely. I am totally against the no buffer space. Reason being, like I said, with the cars parking there. And also,
Here in the neighborhood.
also historically, living next door, you know, it's a liquor store. There's people drinking alcohol, they're drinking behind the building. I found people in my pool. I find empty bottles over the fence. We have 10 grandchildren. A lot of them are very young. I'm concerned about people also there and drinking in the parking lot, like historically they have. And if there's no buffer zone, I think that's also opening up another can of worms for
I
endangering.
think the board's heard the buffer zone.
Yeah, so I have a couple concerns, but I think as neighbors, we really need to be informed on exactly what they want to build. Where's the loading dock? Where's the parking? None of us have received, or we haven't received any kind of plans. All we know is that they're going for a variance for the buffer zone. So I think as neighbors, we need a little more information also about the structure they want to build and how they're going to utilize the property.
He did say that the building is roughly the same size as the prior one.
Well, he said it's larger, but how much larger?
The original, hold on.
Well, see, we didn't get anything like this for us to,
What are you looking at?
Let me get you the exact number.
yeah, it's just,
For, again, we'd like to table it till next time. My suggestion is meet with the neighbors, listen to their concerns. We do have a.
and the big thing is, where is the loading dock gonna be? That's one of my also big concerns.
We're not doing one.
They're not doing loading dock.
They're gonna go in and out of the front door?
Front door, and then there's a set of stairs in the back on that side.
And where is the front door gonna be?
It's right here.
On my side?
Well, it's right this section right here.
Okay.
We do have a full set of architectural drawings.
This is the
that we-
original building, right? Yeah.
So, okay. Oh, that's the original?
Yeah. You know, it's over there, like, you
Yeah,
see
I
it.
can see it.
Yeah.
Okay,
That was the original building.
like I said, just if we could get some, a little more information and for all the neighbors. I think that would be beneficial too, in helping us determine what we're gonna accept and what we're not. Thank you.
So, do I have a motion to continue the hearing?
Motion to continue the hearing.
Excuse me, I'm sorry, I apologize. Mr. Sereno,
Just quick.
sorry about that. I didn't see you hiding in the pond.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, board members. Just, the size of the building is gonna be about 677 square feet larger than the original building. I looked at the advertisement, what they want, and I went on the Board of Assessors website and
Okay.
picked out what was here before. Just quickly, I think the most logical solution is probably making a smaller building so they don't have to go for a variance. I know the board gives variances out, but you're looking residential to residential, and you might give a variance, but this is a commercial building surrounded by 3 residential pieces of property, and I hope they will take most of the advice of the neighborhood and some board members and probably reduce the building, and I think that'll end the problem. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Mr. Casello?
Martin Costello, 18 Bristow Street, right on the other side of where this project is being proposed. As a point of information, I've lived there for over 35 years, and if the gentlemen that are looking to develop this parcel are placing it with the idea in mind to avoid flood insurance and not be in a floodplain, I've seen the maps change all over the years, and it just keeps expanding and expanding.
That's always a possibility that
So
can change.
I don't see that going to be something that's going to be viable for them in the future. Last year, I spent $16,000 to seal up the back of my house. I have 2 sump pumps in there. I don't need to see something going up on this parcel that's going to act like a torrential source of more water coming down in that
That's one
area.
thing they're gonna take a look at.
And I want to just leave with the reiteration of my agreement with the board's positions on the 0 buffer.
Okay,
Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you. Thank you.
I apologize for anyone else in the audience or in the board with any further comments? Okay, so we have a motion to continue. The continue would be to, I don't have a calendar, would be to the 4th Thursday in August, which is
August 28th.
August 28th. Okay? And if you want to do something beforehand, potentially meeting with some neighbors
Correct.
on a Saturday morning or something, I would recommend you coordinate that through Stephanie. And Stephanie could get in touch with one of the neighbors, perhaps Mr. Coburn, you'll volunteer to be the liaison if they want to have a meeting out there.
never volunteer like
A military volunteer. So Stephanie will have somebody that you could call. If you want to get together before that meeting. But other than that, we'll convene and we'll try to deal with some of these questions again on the 28th of August.
Can I ask a final question?
Yes.
If we come, say we look at a small building, do we submit that here or do we bring that back to Mike? How
You
does
might
that
want to
work?
show it to Mike first to
Okay.
make sure he doesn't have any questions to stay on top of.
Okay, and then bring it to Mike and let him see what it is and then
Right.
present it back.
And you can say, in case, there's a lot of zoning bylaws.
There is.
And Mr. Madungi was helpful in that with the 25 feet, thank you, Peter. And Mike not realize, Mike might not have missed the fact that it needs a 25-foot buffer, it happens.
Okay.
But that's what's needed. All right,
All right.
so you know what you have to work on the buffer zone, mitigating the worry about the runoff of water and such, and then we'll be back at it, okay? So can I have that vote on the continuance? So we made a motion for a
Made a
continuance?
motion, need a second.
Second.
Yes, we have a second?
Second. Mr. Rossetti?
Yes.
Mr. Riley?
Yes.
Mr. Federico?
Yes.
Mr. Cannon?
Yes.
Ms. Hunter? Yes.
Yeah, we got everybody, yes.
Okay, thank you for your
All right,
time.
thank you. Thanks, everyone, thanks for your input, those who came.
Thanks for recognizing. I appreciate it.
Dear John, be in touch.
Absolutely. Thank you, gentlemen. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Goodbye. Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I don't wanna lose this.
No.
What? Oh, definitely.
Stephanie.
Oh, I know. I'm gonna have a watch. I'll lose.
She's trying to get.
Oh, what's that?
No, sorry, you gotta sit on the red, sit on this one.
Excuse me?
Me, sit out, have the red, sit on this next one.
All right.
Thank you, sorry.
Yeah, thank
All right, on the petition of Stephen Manley, owners of property at 84 Basswood Avenue, lot number 69, plan number 2003, seeking a special permit to build a 29 by 29 detached garage and a variance for a 0-yard setback where 10 feet is required. And Mr. Manley's here?
Yep.
And you confused us all. We're all confused after going up to the house.
Oh, my God.
Where's the street, where's the lot line, where is, all right,
Stephen Manley, 84 Basswood Ave. I also have some pictures here that may shed a little light. I'm not sure. But I got 4 packets.
okay, all right, that would be helpful.
You guys want to share one?
Okay, thank you.
And I can explain too.
All right, why don't we do that, why don't we,
I'll take a look out there.
oh, so those orange stakes were the property line?
Yes.
Yes,
Those 2
yes.
stakes that are there,
Yes,
those are the 2 front corners,
that's correct.
and the door's gonna open towards the house,
Towards the house, correct.
okay?
There'll be 2 bay doors and they'll open up towards the back of the house.
So it's gonna open up towards where the driveway is today?
We'll open up to the back of the house and we'll go out through where the driveway.
Towards where the driveway is.
Yeah, I know, I'm just, since it's a corner lot, the back of the house is not clear, to me anyways. So when we look at it,
Which is the
so
back. Just indicate, is the back this way or is the back this way? Or
The
this
back
way?
of the house is right here. You see the little cupola that's there from the, going into the back cellar.
yeah, it's gonna open towards that.
Yeah, so that's the
Yeah.
back of the house.
All right.
Yep.
Thank you.
And I hear a lot from the 0 on the property line, so I know that ain't gonna happen.
Yeah, well, I look at, where that stake is, and here's the tough part, and it's not, this isn't that unusual in Saugus, believe it or not. Up on Central Street, there's a house in the middle of Central Street.
Yep.
They're all over the place. Houses are in the middle of streets, the streets just aren't where, on paper, they just don't match. And that's, I think, what the case is up on top of the Baker Hill.
Yes.
There is all over the place.
It definitely is.
And it makes it hard. The thing that makes it hard is not only is on top is the street there, but when the DPW goes in there, where's the water and the sewer? They also can be thrown off to the sides too. So we have to leave just a wider girth than you would even want to. We just can't use just common sense and say, we've got 20 feet in reality from where the street is. Yeah, but the pipe might be over here. You just never know in this town.
Yes, I actually do. They have all 3 pipes right under the hot top there.
DigSafe came up years ago
Yeah,
and said, yeah, you can test drill over here on like a sidewalk behind the mailboxes that were there. And guess what they hit? The gas line.
okay.
So they had to
So
resituate
gas
the gas.
line is on the other side of those mailboxes.
It was. It's not now. The gas line, the sewer line, and the water line are right in the middle of the street.
Okay.
On which street? Basswood or?
Aberdeen.
Aberdeen.
Yep, and Basswood.
Okay,
So I've lived there since 1977.
okay.
That's what, 48 years. So, and I've taken care of the property that's there, that's all grassed out to the street. You know, I was just wondering if I could possibly get a variance to build as close to the property line as possible.
Yeah, I mean, the way that I look, and I'll take comment from the board, is I'll look at your house, I see it's very well maintained, there's definitely pride in ownership, and that's almost the first thing that we look for. As the individual pride in home ownership, your house definitely shows that, there's no question,
Thank you.
okay? Now we gotta figure out, what works.
Yeah.
Okay.
Zero, you're agreed,
Right up the
zero lot
street.
line
And
scares everybody.
I have a similar issue. At my house, where the wall is, the street is actually another 10 to 12, 15 feet out from where the wall is. So I actually own the middle of the street, okay? Because the street isn't in the right place.
All right.
You know, and on Baker Hill, that's not uncommon. They put the streets where they could. There may have been a rock sticking out, and they moved the street over to avoid the rock. So it's not a big deal. The reason it becomes important, we had an issue with Caddy Farm at one point. And what they were gonna do was make Eustis Street a way in and out of Caddy Farm. So to do that, we went to the people and we said, listen, we're gonna have this as the way in and out. And they said, well, our kids play in the street. So the issue was, if we do that, we gotta put in sidewalks. Then we said, okay, if you put in a sidewalk, it's gonna take up their front lawn. So that's why where the street actually is supposed to be can be a problem. So if you would consider, instead of being on the lot line, moving it back a few feet, 5 feet, whatever, so that it's back, so there would be enough room if it ever had to have a sidewalk. So not that it will, but God only knows, things change. So, if you would consider that, it would make life a whole lot easier.
Well, I came here considering that I'd have to take whatever you allow me, so,
Well, yeah, but we wanna work with you too.
yeah.
I mean,
I'm 6 feet from we're going from tip to tip. Can you move in 6 feet from where that property line is and still make it work?
Well, it'll be hard, but, because of trees that are there and everything, I'd have to remove trees and one of the big pine trees that's there, I'd probably have to remove that if I have to go in further. Basically, because if it ever blew down, I wouldn't want it to land on the garage, so it'd just be a safety thing.
Want to take it down anyway.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Really?
want to get down there.
Build a brand new building and
You
then.
just talked yourself around now.
the other point I'd like to make, Mr. Chairman, too, and, I mean, trying not to get too far in the weeds, but if you do build directly in your property line, the footing of your foundation is actually gonna pass your property line. Also, the soffits on your garage, with the orientation of the garage, is also gonna overhang your property line. So when they measure to the foundation, when they measure your property to your structure, they measure to the foundation, not the footing and not the soffits. So your footing is calling for a 20-inch footing with a 10-inch stem wall. So 5 inches of your footing is actually gonna be on somebody else's property.
Well, they can move the foundation and to cover that.
Right, so I would be very,
That's what I'm saying.
it would be very difficult for me to support that when technically it's on somebody else's town or
Yeah.
municipal property.
Yeah, that's municipal property on
Yeah.
that side.
So 5 inches of your footing and I think 7¼ inches of your soffit.
I think when we talked about that, because of that, with who's gonna be putting it in, they said that they'd have to move that over just so it wouldn't be touching the property line.
Yeah, so I mean, I would definitely put some type of
I mean,
buffer.
I like to hear what other people think. I really like to move it 6 feet off the property line to give yourself a real cushion on that side yard. I know it's not the easiest thing in the world, but I think you should still be able to work with that.
Yeah, I think the soffit thing is an issue. We had that same thing
Well,
on
6
Clifton
feet,
Street
and then
last year.
And then you're 4 feet with the soffit.
6 feet, yeah.
6 feet, and then you have the soffit,
6
so.
feet, I think would be plenty of
I mean,
room.
the soffit's not, that's what,
So
7¼ inches.
yeah.
I think per the plans, the plans were
Yeah.
a little,
So maybe another foot, so maybe to round off, it could be, maybe we're still 5 feet, but at least it's
well,
the
7¼
foundation, at
plus
least
if he
we're
does it
set.
better, that's
What do you
another
think,
5
Chris?
inches.
You gotta do something, we can't be zero.
Yeah, I agree with that. I'm just thinking 6 feet on Aberdeen Ave, that's a pretty big sidewalk for that neighborhood. If a sidewalk ever goes there, I know we got a plan for that. I mean, I could see it being 4 or 5 feet, particularly where it's gonna impact if you had to move it in further in from Aberdeen, you know, you get the tree there. What would we think of, say, 5 feet?
I go with the 5 feet, I wanna bring it in.
Yes, one more question. Thank you. So would you say 6 foot sidewalk, the sidewalk wouldn't actually be 6 foot, you would have to allow?
No, we're talking about
For
from where the-
6 feet on,
not
because
from where the
there's space
side,
on
forget where the
everything.
street is, from the actual legal property line.
I
I'm
understand.
saying 6 feet or 5 feet, Chris is suggesting. I mean, I don't think the 1 foot makes a big.
So it would be 6, it would be 5 or 6 plus the town's property, which could be
Right, so
essentially
you'll have a
irrelevant,
good
but
side
maybe 8
yard.
feet, 7 feet.
Correct,
Is it-
but it's- yeah, it's not a 6 foot.
The property line is actually 7 feet, and it shows it in one of the pictures there, 7 feet from the middle of the telephone pole over.
Yeah.
So, help me, because I'm so confused on this lot. You have the telephone pole, and the property line is another 7 feet in?
Yes.
Okay. Well,
So, I have a question.
then, I mean, I would be fine with the 5 feet. I mean, that seems to be enough side back.
Yeah.
Go ahead, John.
According to the photograph that you have here, I believe from the end of the pavement into your actual property line, you're total 21 feet?
Yes.
Yeah, but that's,
No,
You know,
I don't have a problem.
I know. Yeah, I think the 5 feet, I think we can live with. We can go on with the 5 feet from the property line.
Of course, I'd like it
Yeah.
closer, but
Yeah.
I'll
In
take,
the long run, it might
take
not.
what you can get.
Can you live
But
with
if you go
5
to
feet?
zero, that could come back to bite you one way or another.
Yes. Yeah.
Honestly, with the amount of
Yeah.
money you probably be spending on the garage, it would behoove you to keep it back just so you don't have a headache later down the road.
Yes.
Not specifically from us, but if they do put a sidewalk in, if they widen the street because for whatever, a million different reasons, like you want to give yourself a little bit of a buffer just for your own peace of mind, in
Yeah.
my opinion.
I have no problem with that.
So we could work with the 5 feet on that side, yeah. Okay? Everyone's pretty much in agreement on that?
agree.
Yeah.
All right.
No one in the audience?
No one in the audience disagrees.
Move to close the hearing.
Well, no, we're not ready to close yet. I know you're allowed 2 outbuildings. You
Mhm.
have that other shed.
Yep.
Are you gonna plan on keeping that, or?
No.
All
No.
right, so we can make this contingent on taking that down. What we do allow, just so somewhere down the road, you can't have, you only allow 1 outbuilding, they say, but you can have a second outbuilding if it's less than 200 square feet. So at some point after you build this, if you wanted to put a small landscaping shed, it was less, 10 by 20, you still could.
Yes.
And that even could be 0 lot line, so you could stick that in the corner. But we're gonna make it contingent upon that shed coming down.
That shed is coming down. It's going someplace else.
Well, that's all right, it'll be off your property.
Yes.
So I think we've handled everything, no?
Motion to close.
Motion closed, is that
Motion to
seconded?
close.
Okay.
Is it seconded?
Yeah.
Everybody made the motion, no one seconded.
Second.
Next.
Okay. I'll read it in. On the petition of Stephen Manley, owner of property 84 Basswood Ave, lot 69, plan 003, seeking a special permit to build a 29 by 29 detached garage. The special permit grounds would be no more detrimental.
I second that.
And, okay.
Do you want to condition the special permit, or do you want to condition the?
Well, we'll condition the special permit for the removal of the
Okay.
existing shed
Okay, special permit.
and property to remain a single family.
We're doing that again?
Yeah, we still do it.
Okay. Single family, the shed in the rear left corner, this thing,
Oh, yes.
gets removed,
Mm-hmm.
okay?
Now, this is gonna be removed right here.
For this?
Yep.
What about this one?
You get-
That's a Tupperware shed.
Okay, so it's portable
Oh, it
anyway.
gets less into
Yeah, it's
the
portable
deck and
anyway.
Yeah.
This one here is basically, when I built that, I made it portable. It's all bolted together.
Okay.
So
Either one, because
Okay.
then it's still,
Tupperware doesn't.
The bigger one is coming down.
Yeah,
we don't care which
the Tupperware one doesn't matter.
Tupperware doesn't count at all.
The bigger one, if you move it
Less than 200
someplace
square
else,
feet, it's not real estate, it's not to the ground.
you'll be okay with it.
doesn't matter which one comes out, he can have two.
Yeah.
He can pick which one.
But it's portable. As long as it's portable, it doesn't make any, it doesn't count.
You don't count.
Okay, so we're not,
So you don't
No,
even have to.
no,
You
we're
want to condition it?
condition it to take out that shed that they want, you're gonna remove anyway.
take out a shed.
So that's the bigger of the two
We're not-
The
sheds.
bigger of the two, yes. The wooden one.
That would be on the side.
Correct.
Okay.
Yes, the side of the
Okay.
house.
So conditioned on remaining a single family and that the shed on the side of the property on Basswood Ave be removed.
Correct.
Okay?
You need a second on that?
I
Yes.
think it already was second once.
Second it again,
I second.
okay.
Okay.
Mr. Rossetti?
Yes.
Mr. Riley?
Yes.
Mr. Federico?
Yes.
Mr. Cannon?
Yes.
Mr. Travis?
Yes,
Okay, on the variance for a, we said 5-foot side yard setback where 10 is required. And grounds would be the shape of the lot, the topography. Obviously, it is hilly and you don't have to go too far to start running into a lot of rock.
A lot of rock. It's about a foot or two under.
Okay, and you want to condition the,
same conditions as on the special permit.
right,
I'll second the variance.
second.
Second,
Mr. Rossetti?
Yes.
Mr. Riley?
Yes.
Mr. Federico?
Yes.
Mr. Cannon?
Yes.
Mr. Travis?
yes. They're all set, and as far as permits and stuff, Stephanie will help you out on Monday.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thank you, fellow board members.
Thanks.
Good luck.
Have a good night.
Thank you.
Enjoy.
Kelsey?
I don't know why.
That was in my packet too, yeah.
Oh, okay, I thought we've been.
I'm not sure what that's applicable to.
Could I, do I have a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
Yeah,
Second.
Second it,
Second.
and we're adjourned.